Lord Green, Chairman of Asia House, Your Excellency Ahmed bin Sultan bin Sulayem, Executive Chairman of DMCC, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is an honor to be here, and on behalf of the Ministry of Economy, I would like to extend our appreciation to the organizers, Asia House and DMCC, for putting together, yet again, such an impressive event on issues that will define how cross-border trade will be for the UAE and Dubai in the coming years. The topics being discussed today are very much in line with what the UAE aims to achieve. Since its inception in 1971, the UAE has constantly been distinguished as an icon for innovation and creativity, enhancing its social and economic status and transforming into a primary destination for businesses. Believing that innovation is the future of human investment, the UAE leadership emphasizes its importance across all sectors through the UAE Vision 2021. The UAE's non-oil foreign trade totaled 1.2 trillion dirhams in the first 9 months of 2018, with a GDP of 380 billion US dollars. Asia Pacific region was the UAE's biggest trading partner during the period, accounting for 42% of the total non-oil trade. 460 billion dirhams forward by Europe. We jumped 10 places in the World Bank Ease of Doing Business ranking to 11th position globally in 2019 from 21st position last year to lead the Arab world for the 6th consecutive year. According to studies, the share of non-oil sector in the UAE's GDP will rise by 80% within the next 5 years. The steady decline in the oil sector's share of the GDP over the past years is a result of a huge investment in other sectors and a government policy to encourage foreign investment. For instance, the UAE government in 2018 approved a foreign direct investment law that is expected to boost FDI flows by up to 20% this year, from an average growth of 8% in the last years. We expect this trend to continue in the coming years and for key non-hydrocarbon sectors, such as tourism, retail, and manufacturing, to sustain the growth. Tourism has been growing steadily in the UAE, according to the latest data compiled by Expedia Group from the third quarter of 2018. The number of Asia travelers to the UAE, particularly from China and India, has significantly increased, furthering the country's position as a top tourist destination. In 2018, we hosted around 15 million visitors in Dubai only. To add to this, UAE retail industry is currently worth $55 billion and is forecast to steadily rise to $63 billion by 2023. We have a thriving financial services industry and is playing a significant role in attracting new businesses to the UAE. The UAE's fintech sector is expanding and paving way for more disruption. Dubai has played a key role in these rankings by putting policies and regulations in place to promote innovation and entrepreneurship. It is no secret that Dubai's economy is now the most diversified economy in the region, as the oil sector's contribution of the GDP doesn't exceed 3%. In nurturing entrepreneurs, the World Bank report makes a special mention of the UAE's progress in introducing new reforms and entry into the top 20 in the global ranking. We have seen a lot of support from the government for the SME sector in the UAE. This has led in a lot of initiatives and programs that are designed to make it easier to open and operate SMEs in the UAE. The number of entrepreneurs who have benefited from the startup advisory and development services of Dubai SME now stands 35,000. All this aligns with UAE Vision 2021 to build a nation of happy, creativity, and empowered people. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2018, the UAE announced the economic stimulus package by Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and other Emirates to promote investment and boost private sector activity. The incentives are aimed at attracting foreign direct investment, improving local manufacturing, and creating better investment environment. Further to this, in October 2018, the Federal Cabinet adopted an integrated visa system that includes the provision of 10-year visas to specialists in medical, scientific, research, and technical fields and innovators. The UAE's plan to grant long-term visas to the country's foreign population, particularly investors, specialists and exceptional students, will go a long way in reinforcing business confidence. In our scheme of growing our foreign trade relations, Asia is of prime importance, more so because the Asian region contributes to more than 1/3 of global GDP and contributes 37% to global exports of 2017. In fact, Asian countries hold an important place in the UAE's international relations, accounting for 60% of UAE's non-oil global trade. Asian countries' relevance for the UAE can be gauged from the fact that Asia contributed to more than 38% of the accumulative foreign direct investment to UAE by 2016, with value exceeding $45 billion. 55% of UAE's imports come from Asia, and 71% of UAE's non-oil exports go to Asia. For instance, China's foreign direct investment in the UAE was valued at $9.1 billion by the end of 2017, spread across sectors including oil, gas, infrastructure, finance, construction, telecommunications, trade, and other sectors. Beijing is also building a trade and logistic corridor a global network of ports, roads, and railways through Central Asia and South Asia, Africa, and on to Europe that promises to transfer global trade in the years to come. The UAE is home to the world's busiest port outside of Asia and a key connection point for China's Belt and Road Initiative, which is vital as investment flows from China through the UAE to the rest of the world. China is already the UAE's leading import partner. Non-oil foreign trade between China and the UAE amounted to $53 billion in 2017. In addition to increasing petrochemical exports to the country, the UAE hopes to become a major transshipment center in China's logistic corridor. Dubai's Jebel Ali port is already a well-established gateway to Europe, Africa, for Chinese exports. With its free zone home to more than 230 Chinese companies, additional to 4,000 Chinese companies already have operation in UAE. Similarly, India. India is one of the UAE's strongest economic partners, with huge investments from both parties. Valued at $100 million per annum in 1970s, the balance of trade volume today with India worth $57 billion, making India the second largest trading partner for the UAE. In 2018, Indian investors have accumulated 31 FDI projects launched in Dubai with total of $1 billion in capital. This makes India the second largest investor in Dubai in terms of FDI capital and the fourth largest in terms of projects during the first 9 months of 2018. While China is the largest source of imports, the UAE's biggest single market for non-oil exports is India. Areas of potential cooperation include roads, railways, and airport projects, as well as real estate development. With the UAE heavily depending on food imports, the potential for increasing agriculture exports and executing joint projects in the food processing sector are also being explored. At the same time, the UAE is the second largest supplier of oil to Japan, while 60% of Japan's export to the UAE are vehicles. A part of the big three, the UAE is looking to expand trade ties with the booming hubs of Southeast Asia, such as Indonesia, Singapore, and Malaysia. The UAE was Singapore's largest trading partner among the GCC countries in 2018, with bilateral trade amounting to nearly $12.5 billion. In February 2019, signed a comprehensive partnership declaration, a number of cooperation agreements and memorandum of understanding in education, technology, and environment with Singapore. We also signed some agreements with South Korea last month, covering areas of double taxation avoidance, strategic dialogue, tourism, smart agriculture, and the environment, as well as investment, industrial cooperation, the promotion of a cleaner production concept and applications, and the hydrogen city. A defining moment in their bilateral ties has been South Korea's collaboration on the UAE's nuclear plant, which is to begin operations by the end of this year. The UAE is South Korea's top export market in the Middle East, with a trade totaling $15 billion, an increase of 16.5% over 2016. UAE is also very optimistic about trade and investment opportunities in Central Asian countries, and the region is a major focus area with regard to UAE's international economic cooperation. There are a lot of synergies between CIS countries and the UAE. We have the latest technology, excellent management, and international expertise, while these countries are ready to offer, in addition to the richest resource base, conditions for quality processing, full state support, and of course, access to new markets. For example, there are already more than 200 Emirati companies operating in Kazakhstan. Dubai's vision of accessing ports as part of a global hub can be seen in DP World acquisition of 2 special economic zones in Kazakhstan on the Caspian Sea. Ladies and gentlemen, the UAE enjoys a strategic location and serves as the biggest re-exporting center in the Middle East. It is low logistic and operational cost, and excellent infrastructure, international outlook, and liberal government policies are attracting investors in a big way. Indeed, products from here are exported to over 198 markets around the world. Dubai is part of the world's 3rd largest re-export center after Hong Kong and Singapore. The city-state is served by more than 170 shipping lines and 120 airlines. We continue to leverage our strategic location and advanced infrastructure to develop its import and export capabilities and be a gateway to 2.2 billion consumers in the Middle East region and solid base for businesses to tap into European and African markets. One of the biggest advantages of our developed investment environment is the ability to offer a uniquely secure and politically stable environment. Recently, the Dubai Silk Road strategy was approved, which aims to build on the success of UAE has accomplished globally as a strategic trade link. In near future, Expo 2020 Dubai represents enormous opportunities for global exhibitors, like our Asian friends, to showcase their social, cultural, and economic initiatives to the global community. The Expo is expected to attract 25 million visitors from around the world, as well as foreign investment of between $100 to $150 billion in different sectors. To conclude, World Bank data shows that the UAE is a crucial meeting point for two-way trade worth $570 billion with Asia, Europe, Africa, and the rest of the world. Therefore, there is no shortage of opportunities for collaboration between UAE and Asian countries, and forums like these that provide us with a platform to identify these opportunities and build relationships. The UAE attaches great importance to strengthening its economic, trade, and investment partnership with Asian countries. On this note, I would like to wish this event all the success, and I look forward to the presentations. Thank you.